From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
This is 4:58. Okay, on this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, Dave and I are going to take a journey into your imagination, and we're going to have a little bit of news as well. Episode 458 of The Disney Crush Podcast is starting right now.
I am the Dreamfinder, Tony Ann. Did you know that?
You are?
Yeah, I am. Yes. Yes, I'm going to make all your dreams come true and all your imaginations.
All my dreams come true. Okay,
all the
cool.
imaginations you have in your head, I'm going to make them come true. So make them clean and precise. That's all.
Very cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it because this is the first, we're going to talk about Journey into Imagination, the latest version, and the other two previous versions, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought, you had a chat going on, which I was a part of, but not really a part of. I just came in every now and then just to kind of annoy people, but...
Yeah, that's what you do best.
But it was kind of a cool conversation, and it kind of got into a little bit of Figment and Dreamfinder and that kind of thing. So I thought maybe we'd talk about it because we got to be careful when Disney does stuff like this. That's about the only thing everything we've already knew about, really, honestly. And they kind of threw this little bit, and it was like a little morsel. It was like a little breadcrumb. Like, here you go. Not going to give you too much information. Going to give you just a little bit so you can chew on that for a while. And then that way, I think they did that. So in case they don't really do anything, well, we never really gave you a date. You know, we never really told you what we're going to really do. We just kind of said we're kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, you mentioned before the show you had a couple of news items to talk about.
They announced the festival booths for Food and Wine, which is starting soon. Some interesting things. Some things are coming back. The wings are coming back with the unnecessarily spicy wings and the pickle milkshake and all that stuff. But I did notice, like, the Italy booth, I don't know if they're listening to us. They finally did, like, a complete overhaul. They're doing, like, a chicken dish with, like, a drum, like a little drummy. And they're doing, like, a stromboli thing. And it actually looks like maybe they're listening to us. I don't know.
Well, they need all the help they can get over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw a couple of interesting things. This pastry at Norway, which is using the brown cheese. And I remember the brown cheese from Norway being my favorite thing at Akershus back in the day when Akershus used to have the little salad bar before your meal came. There was this brown cheese. Well, they're doing something that looks like school bread, but it has something with the brown cheese, so that should be interesting.
Okay.
We'll see.
Brown cheese, and what is that? What is it? Can you compare it to something that I might know?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
It's its own thing.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
So not like a.
But Deirdre told me that she eats it. She eats it with jam at home. Oh, this is my work phone. That's not going to help me.
Interesting. Do you want to go get your phone?
No, I have it. It's right here.
Oh,
I just have too many phones.
Oh. Well, I don't know if that phone's going to help you because it's an iPhone. You know how those iPhones are.
Oh, shush. The two things I saw was that and the pistachio creme brulee.
Ooh.
I love pistachio.
I know. Veronica loves it too. I do too.
Yeah. So.
Pistachio ice cream is excellent.
But everybody this week was in a dither because Epcot has introduced new tables. Did you see the tables, David?
Yes. Why is there being an uproar?
Tables along the railing, or along the, they have that wrought iron green railing all over World Showcase, all over the lagoon, and then also inside World Showcase as well. And they put tables sporadically around for people to eat on. They do have, and you know where the wrought iron comes up to, that's perfect. Like, people sit on that, like when they're watching the fireworks and stuff, or when they're waiting for the fireworks. So there is a little symbol in the corner that says do not sit on these, but I think people are going to sit on them.
Well, I think it's a good spot for me to camp out and have a great spot. That's what I'm thinking.
I thought you were thinking about what people were going to do with their babies.
Well, it's a perfect height for that.
as a changing table.
Yes. Well, of course they'll use it. I mean, it's perfect for that. But
people are going to use them as changing tables, and then you're going to go eat your food and wine, your little filet from the Canada booth, and your beer cheese soup, and
so so that hot item that you've been staking out forever is just going to be poopsie.
Yummy.
Yeah. It's not going to be. It'll be poo on the table, not poo on the grass.
Yes. And somebody did mention that, being that they're along the World Showcase Lagoon, that people probably will maybe not change a diaper on it, but they probably will put their children up on it to see the fireworks. So the cast members are going to have to go around to every table and yell at people, which is weird. I don't know. I don't think that's fair to the cast members, but
no, it's just more work. Yeah. Because people, people do silly things.
Well, they gave them a whole excuse to do silly things.
They did. Well, they took away the trash cans, but the trash cans are still capable of holding your food. I tried them out when I was there last time. They are a little rounded on top.
That's good news.
Yeah, they're a little rounded on top, but if you strategically place your items on there, I think you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to introduce a new segment, Dave, because for some reason Facebook wants to keep sending me singles ads. Mm-hmm. And, we're a little light on missed connections, but I am now not light on people looking like dating people. I need like some dating show music. I don't have that. Okay. This is now our dating show music. So this gentleman is 48. So reach out to us if you'd like to find out this person's information and get with them. It's a gentleman. He's got a single rider alert. He's 46. He recently became the proud owner of a Disney annual pass, thanks to a brief romantic encounter. I guess he was dating someone with an annual pass. But it had the relationship had about the same longevity as Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which, if you don't know, is a short ride. The relationship went happily ever after without him, but the annual pass remains. So we're heading to Hollywood Studios for some rides and drinks, and we figured we'd see if any single Disney ladies would like to join us. No weird expectations or Disney princess auditions, just a nice guy currently stuck in the single rider line, looking for someone to have fun and a drink with. Any takers? So if anybody's interested, this guy is looking for a lady single rider.
Okay, all you single people out there, this was Disney's Bumble.
The Disney Crush Bumble, okay.
The Disney Crush Bumble, brought to you by the Disney Crush Podcast, bringing all you hot cats and feisty.
So if any woman in her late 40s, I don't know what age limits he's got on this.
If you're all looking to hook up, you let us know. And we'll make that single connection a double connection.
Yeah, okay. You're weird. So that's really all I have, David. The food and wine menus came out, and this guy wants a date.
Well, good. You can only take so much of that, and then now it's time to get into some dinosaurs and Dreamfinders.
Okay. I think he's a dragon, though, Dave.
What did I say he was?
A dinosaur.
Oh, okay. What is he?
He's a dragon.
Okay, dragons, dinosaurs are all the same thing, Tony Ann.
Okay,
don't be silly.
whatever.
Oh, that's been that thing's been around for a long time. Doing a little bit of research. Mm-hmm. Did you? I mean, early '80s, '83.
Yeah. So I was watching a thing, and the pavilion was originally contracted through Kodak. And Kodak sponsored it. And one of their conditions was there had to be at least one attraction opening day at Epcot, which was October 1st, 1982. But the ride wasn't ready. The post-ride games were not ready. The 3D movie was not ready. So, they really didn't have anything. But then up until the last minute, but then the movie, which I think was, I forget what the movie was called, the original movie there, but it wound up being ready at the last minute. So they wound up getting in by the skin of their teeth. But the ride wasn't ready until March of 83. So the park opened in October of 82 and the ride opened a couple months later, 6 months later or so. Tony Baxter was one of the head Imagineers working on the project. Tony, I had watched a video on YouTube on Defunct Land that said that he had originally been working on the Land Pavilion, and he had these great ideas for the Land Pavilion. The original sponsor of the Land Pavilion was a logging company. So the original idea for the Land Pavilion was going to be conservation. And he had done all this work. He had created a building which is nothing like what we have now. And it was going to have all these glass. It was going to have a lot of glass and like glass towers going up. When the logging company pulled out and Kraft came in, Kraft wanted to focus on agriculture and food. So that's how we wound up with Living with the Land and then Food Rocks. Or actually it was the Kitchen Cabaret back then. So Tony Baxter came off that project and wound up eventually on the Imagination Pavilion instead, where he took in those glass, the idea of the glass is, he took it over there instead.
Yeah, he was also involved with the conceptual roots from the planned Disneyland expansion called Discovery Bay, too. Yeah. And the character Figment got its name from an episode of Magnum P.I., believe it or not.
Yeah, I saw that.
And his visual look was refined by Disney animator ex Astencio. Mm-hmm. And they debuted it, like we talked about, in 1983, Journey into Imagination. And that Journey into Imagination, the original masterpiece from 1983 to 1998, guests joined the cheerful, bearded Dreamfinder, which after this, from 1983 to 1998, he was there and then he disappeared. His freshly created companion Figment aboard the Dreammobile to collect ideas and sparks of inspiration. It was a lengthy 13-minute ride, Tony Ann, so it ate a lot of people for a long time. It was a dark ride that glided through massive color-filled rooms dedicated to art, literature, performing arts, and science. And the music, the iconic music, which we're going to talk about in a minute because it was there and then it disappeared for some reason. But the song "One Little Spark" by the Sherman Brothers, who you love, you always talk about them, was played prominently throughout that whole masterpiece, if you will. And it was highly praised for its elaborate audio animatronics, massive scale, and the timeless charm that it endured for such a long period of time. And then for whatever reason, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe you'll be able to tell us, Tony Ann. The disastrous modernization of it from 1999. And when I tell you when it went away, 1999 to 2001. It didn't last that long.
2 years.
Yeah, I think because the guests of the park were in an uproar. They're like, what did you do?
Yeah, the fans were freaking out. They changed it in 1999. They had redone the Honey, the movie, and they made it Honey, I Shrunk the Audience 3D movie, and it featured a character, Dr. Nigel Channing, played by Eric Idle. And so Dr. Nigel Channing came over to the ride, and so the original Figment was arts, literature, performance, and science. This one focused on sound, illusion, color, connections, and gravity. Figment was barely in it. He just had a little cameo, and people were outraged.
Well, and then Dreamfinder, he was
Dreamfinder
ghosted. He was gone. There was no more Dreamfinder. Mm-hmm. I mean, a major part.
So, well, what I was going to say was, I've told the story before about how Eric Idle has no memory of doing this.
I remember. Yeah, you talked about this before. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
No, the fans hated it so much that they complained forcibly to Disney to shutter this version after just 2 years. And they listened. And that's how we got the current version with Dr. Nigel Channing. He remained as the host. But Figment was brought back into every single scene. Finally, they did that. And he acts as the mischievous saboteur and erupting the doctor's clinical senses, tour, sight, sound, smell, touch, taste, for a little bit of fun. And guess what returned? The music. One little spark returned.
Right.
So
spark song came back.
They tried, but
the ride is now only 5 minutes?
5 minutes. Yep.
Right. They cut a whopping 7. It was 7 minutes. Wait, did they cut 7 minutes from it? Something.
It was 13 minutes long.
6 or 7. 6.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
No, 8. What is 5 minus? Yeah. They cut 7 minutes.
Math's not your strong suit, is it, Tonya?
It actually was. They wanted me to be a math major in college when they saw my math scores.
Well, you got to do a little bit of fresher course there on that one there. But now we're getting the new updated version, hopefully, and they announced it, but they did it, and they brought the Dreamfinder back in, so that just told you that maybe he'll be around more in this new version alongside Figment, if it ever happens.
Yeah. The Dreamfinder was really loved by people, but I kind of get, like, he was very 1980s, and I kind of get that by the end of the 90s that he was a little, I mean, I know people are nostalgic for him, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when these original rides, and they go, and they go away. There's little parts of them that you really miss. Mm-hmm. If they're just reimagining them, like some of the stuff they do, they change it completely. Right. Like, give me an example, like Frozen. I mean, it's not even. It wasn't. It was just a complete new ride now. Right.
They gutted Maelstrom completely.
Right. So, so this will, if they do this new one that they claim they're going to do, this will make the 4th version. Mm-hmm. They had the original and then the 2 other ones. So that means,
this will be the 4th.
3 strikes and you're out. Because we're going to take the original as the original best one, and then you got one more chance, guys. And then if you fail this one, then
I don't understand shortening it because, like you said, longer rides eat more people.
Well, but then again, they want people in the parks to be spending money on food and beverages and that kind of thing too. So I think
that's true. So their issues back then were different than their issues now. Their issues now is people are complaining that the lines are too long.
Right.
So they need to make the line shorter by eating people. But back then they probably needed people in the gift shops and the restaurants. I always wonder about these things, about how we're nostalgic for them because we saw them back in the day in their heyday, versus new visitors who don't get it and don't think that this is worth their time. I think about Carousel of Progress, that, a lot of us love Carousel of Progress because we're Disney fanatics, but new visitors who have no nostalgic feeling for that attraction, probably even with the redo, they're going to be like, this is lame. Like,
yeah, it takes a special Disney person to really appreciate those rides and those certain attractions that do hold that kind of nostalgia for us, that hold those memories and those things that we think about when we go. It's a changing, times are a changing, so I'm glad they're doing something. Did anybody even like this latest version that you know of? Did we talk to? Did you? I know you had that chat going on.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody really particularly likes it. There are people that love Figment. So being that this version, the current version, has a lot of Figment, those, I guess, people who love Figment like it. I had shared a picture of something I saw on Facebook, which was a proposed something that Disney Imagineering. It's a little picture of a stereoscopic projection system, And it's a new piece of Imagineering technology that I guess they were showing at D23, and in the little schematic they show Figment. Now it doesn't mean that this is intended for Figment, because they just use Figment sometimes as a symbol of imagination, so it could be anything. But it did make people wonder if this new ride is going to feature. It's a kind of projection where the thing floats in front of your face, even though you're on a ride vehicle. So it's like, you think of the 3D Muppets and the way that what was his name? Oz, the thing that used to float in your face, that annoying thing at Muppets.
That funny little goofy guy.
So if you think of Muppets, the way that creature that escaped from Dr. Bunsen Honeydew's lab, the way he floats in front of your face and you think he's just talking to you, that kind of thing. But you're on a ride vehicle, so it's moving with you. So it's a projection, and they're showing a projection Figment in front of your face while you're on the ride. So that was part of D23. So we don't know if that's actually going to be part of the new ride, because Figment can mean anything in Disney Imagineering. It could, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually Figment. And what Scott had said in the chat was that Tony Baxter, the original Imagineer, he's volunteered multiple times and said, let me take over, let me redo it. And nobody's taken him up on it so far, so maybe they will.
I hope so.
He feels very strongly about that ride. That ride is very special to him.
They keep talking about doing stuff, and maybe they will. Maybe one day they'll do it, right?
Mm-hmm. I remember a couple of years ago there was a thing about Seth Rogen doing a Figment movie, and then I never heard about it again. I don't know what happened to that rumor.
Yeah, our friend Margita in this chat said that it gives hope that Figment will be brought back to something spectacular. So that just tells you what that they remember it being spectacular, something really cool, a long ride, a dark ride. I believe it was Scott that said Tony Baxter has repeatedly volunteered, saying what you just said, to remake the ride. Yeah. And if they don't involve him, I fear for it. We feel you on that one. And that's true. I think that would be a great fit. They also, this is Auntie Judy or Margita.
Yeah, it's Judy.
Said it needs to be restored to its original glory.
Uli disagrees. She says it needs to be better. If they give us what we had, I'm afraid we'll be disappointed because we've built it up in our memory so much. Just like when you watch a movie you used to love as a kid and you realize as an adult that it was meh. That happened to me with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. But Bogus Journey, I tried to watch it with Dominic and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I used to watch it like every weekend as a kid. Uli wants it to incorporate new technology to make it better than it was. And I think they are going to incorporate this new technology.
Yeah, and Scott's just worried that he's going to get a big animatronic at the end of the endless hallway.
Yeah. So we're excited about it, but we're nervously optimistic, is what I would say. Yeah, Glenn says it's a conundrum because the original version introduced us to Figment and the Dreamfinder, the wonder that was the introduction and personification of imagination into physical being. But he's a completely mature character at this point with a following for decades. If he was designing it, he designed around the idea that we need to reconnect with our imaginations more now than ever. Dream finding, a return to the imagination. Boy, he should be an Imagineer.
I'm telling you, that was good. And our friend Tori says for folks in
she's trying to explain to younger people.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Yeah, our friend Tori is trying to explain this to the younger generation. For folks in their 20s, Figment in his present iteration is all kinds of nostalgic. It's kind of like Star Wars. We Gen Xers correctly believe the best Star Wars are the original 3, but Zoomers think it's the Sith ones because that was their childhood. Intro to the franchise. These franchises have thread the needle of trying to pull every generation's heartstrings because that's how they make the bank. The dinero.
Yeah. And then we got into a conversation about the insurance commercials where we're afraid we're turning into our parents.
Yes.
We went off the rails at that point.
And then Tony Ann had to tell everybody that this group is over 40 and Mandy and Andy are the only ones under 50.
Which insulted Samantha, who's under 40.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we went off the rails, talking about insurance commercials.
Well, like any good thread, yes.
That's what happens in most of my chats. Yeah, so I remember though this thing about Seth Rogen making. I'm going to look it up.
And then, of course, I had to chime in and I said something to the effect of I was going to comment, but I forgot what I was going to text because you guys were talking about old people.
Point Grey Pictures teamed up with the Walt Disney Studios to bring Figment to the big screen with writers Dan Hernandez and Benji Samit, who created Pokemon, the Detective Pikachu movie. Casting speculated heavily on Seth Rogen in the role of Dreamfinder, the whimsical inventor of Figment from Epcot's original 1983 Journey to the Imagination attraction. So, yeah, it's still just in the rumor stage, but apparently they did contact this Point Grey Pictures. So, I don't know, but that was a long time ago. I mean, that was. I'm trying to see when we originally heard that rumor. 3 years ago. Yeah, originally that article was in Deadline 3 years ago, and we haven't seen any movement on the Dreamfinder movie yet.
Well, how vividly do you remember the original?
How much do I remember the original? I don't remember much of it. I remember the original pavilion with the rainbow tunnel and all that stuff, but I remember there was a big Dreamfinder and you went like around him. I remember that. He was like in a kind of a steampunk type of contraption that he rode around in.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't even remember hardly anything at all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully they'll do something because I know a lot of people are hoping that.
I think the last time I saw it, I was with my boyfriend Eric.
Oh, geez, you and your boyfriends. Geez. You need to be on that single new segment. Single segment.
Can you keep up with Tony Ann's ex-boyfriend?
How many boyfriends does Tony Ann have? Which one was
Actually,
this?
I always felt like I didn't have any.
I don't know. You talk about them all the time.
I was lonely. I was sitting in front of the mirror singing Tiffany to myself. I don't know. But now that I look back, it wasn't that bad off as I thought.
No, you're listening to Tiffany, practicing and studying your math because they wanted you to be a mathematician. And now you can't even subtract 5 from 8.
I can't tell you what 13 minus 5 is. Still don't know. I think it's 8, maybe.
Oh, okay, Tony Ann. Let's wrap this up. I've had enough Figment for one day. I'm glad they're bringing it back. I'm glad they're doing something because, this latest version is just meh. It's just...
No.
Yeah.
No.
And, and that great thing about it, too, is if you know that area where it's at, you have a probably better than 50% chance that you're going to be able to see poo on the grass when you go there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's back in England now.
Oh. They moved him around.
There's poo in the bedroom now.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I think he likes to collect butterflies, so I have a feeling he'll be back over there.
Sometimes you still see him back there?
Yeah, every now and then he's back there trying to catch
It's also the location of the top secret bathroom at Disney.
There is that. Right,
yeah.
Right.
People don't know about that bathroom back there, but...
Right. Yeah, if you're in the know, you know about it. Mm-hmm. Michael knows about it.
Yeah.
All right, Tony Ann.
Good place to go and, reflect on your thoughts.
Are you talking about scrolling in your phone for a long time or taking your time? All right, that's enough.
Right, guys.
All right, I got to go check my single site. I just put.
Check your singles. If anybody's interested in the 46-year-old man who wants a single rider lady, reach out to me. I'll send you his profile. And for everyone else, thank you for joining us for Disney Crush Podcast. We'll be back next week with a new show. And David,
see it. That's it.
Have a good week, everyone.
I think that's it. All right.
The key of truth has spoken! Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?